ladies and gentlemen, the AKG C636 Master Reference. That's a name and a half, isn't it? It could be added to by maybe Grand Master Reference. Nice box. You've seen it maybe on the unboxing. That's all that's needed, really. Inside, you've probably seen this, but well, a few bits of paper with guarantees and quick start guide, is it called? Quick user guide. Various information. A bit more on the back, different languages. Case you've seen if you've watched the other one. Clip in there. Microphone here. Now, let me get right down to it about these cases, right? Okay. It's round. Easy enough to hold, but it's not all that, you know, got to be a bit careful. The clip, it's nice to have a clip, always nice to have clips in it. Clips. Do I want the clip in the mic bag? Maybe you do. I don't. So I'll put it with all my other clips. So if I do that, I suppose I just zip that up. Now I've got an extra bit on top which I don't really need. It's zipped around here, so let me undo it. I'm at a gig. Alright, you think I'm being deliberately... The other alternative then. Turn. Turn once, you can get away with it. Bailleur dynamique. Oh, it's open already. Sorry. Well, alright, I've unzipped it without dropping it. Got this bit flapping around. A bit of clip in there, but not. How do I get it out? Well, I could do that. Whoops. Well, I could do that. Whoops. Bailleur dynamique. Because of that, I've got something to hold. Much more secure. I can grab that because the mic's in that part. I want to get the mic out. I've got my hands right round it. I'll leave that to you. But there, that's what it comes with. What the manufacturer says. You may well know that this is an update of the 535, which I reviewed just a while ago. The manufacturer says, step on stage with a studio legend. So maybe that's why, I know this is used live, and it's designed for being used live as well. Maybe it's a little bit why it looks like that, which I'm not too keen on. But and up is the new AKG C636. They put a C in this time. And they've left the Master Reference out. Anyway, is the legendary C535 updated for today's rigorous live performance requirements. Very other thing, worry-free, durable housing. Be aggressive, it can take it. If you ever tried a studio mic on stage, well, most people haven't, I suppose. Various things, they go on a fair bit about the shock of suspension, reduces handling noise, okay. Even most energetic on stage. A substantial brass layer below the capsule serves as a counterweight underneath the capsule. So they say they've you know, some stuff going on. Approach to broad, feedback rejection, So it's made some efforts there by the look of it. Triple pop noise protection. The artist told us that pops are the enemy. Well, I say look at your technique a bit, but I understand. So they say it's free, plosive free, clear. Got a computer modelled mesh layer, general specs, back electric condenser, audio frequency bandwidth 20 Hz to 20 kHz. We shall see. And various other stuff. Frequency response, which should appear. A 20 to 20 kHz. Well, 20 kHz is astonishingly up there, the high end. Should be that end for you. Looking at the lower end, well, I don't know what this trace is. If they say 20 Hz, okay, the trace goes down to 20 Hz, but it's nearly minus 20 dB. There's no proximity trace, so we'll just have to use our ears. Why not? Come to the end of it, that's what it's all about. Fit, finish, feel, and accessories. Done the accessories. I'm going to take a little bit of time on this because, So I'll do that now. Here we have it, the 636 Master Reference. Very nice threads. There's foam, possibly another mesh lining, I can't remember. Possibly not, because there's one here. Magnetically held. Very nicely done. And you can see quite compliant. Compared to the 535, not quite as compliant, but this is quite old, so maybe it's hardened. Something I'd like to show you. Don't know if we can see it. Bring a light in a bit closer. Probably can't see because it's not on that part of it. Aha. I think that's a recycling logo. Something else. Don't know if you can see at the top. There in text is designed in Austria. And just on there before the bevel it says made in China. Well, all I can say is in terms of the manufacturing, from what I can see, it's close to perfect. If I were to say anything, nitpicking, maybe the indentation for the switch doesn't quite line up with the white marker. Don't know about how it sounds, we'll see. But beautifully done. Something I forgot to show earlier, compared to an SM58 larger, just generally a little bit bigger, nicely proportioned. Round about the same weight, possibly a little bit lighter. Compared to the 535, much the same length but a bigger microphone in girth. And slightly heavier. I think both are zinc alloy. The 636, I'm going to switch to it. I balance things up as best I can. Using the meters, the 33 is the same, but it sounds louder. It might be to do with frequencies, but I've done the best I can. What do I notice immediately? What do I notice immediately? I notice that immediately. I notice kind of a bit of a lack in the low mid, quite firm, but not as firm and not as clear, I notice now, not surprisingly. Back on the 636, a little bit edgy at the top, with that help cut. I wonder if there's a kind of saturation of presence band. Everybody's pushing for the presence band, I don't know. So yeah, it's got a bit of that up the top there. Going to the 535, I'll do the handling noise and everything else in a minute. I'm on the 535, which sounds thinner to me. When I initially heard it first off, I don't know about the settings, it was somebody else's, and this is a kind of a thing I thought, not for me really. A lot of that up there. Back on the 636, back on this one. So I prefer the current, or the reimagining. Pops, S's breath, pops, S's breath, proximity, blah, blah, blah. So pops. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. They make something of their system. They make quite a description about what they've done. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of yeah. 535, bearing in mind here it's edgier. That's, 535 is edgier. Bear in mind it's a biodynamic foam underneath. What could I do? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Bit more thumping, I think, in the very low. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But it's not bad either. S's. Susie, Susie, shoeshine girl. Susie, Susie, shoeshine girl. They're there, accentuated, but they are quite sweet. Not objectionable to my ears. Susie, Susie, shoeshine girl. Susie, Susie. Susie, Susie, that's different, isn't it? That's the edgy bit. Susie, Susie, shoeshine girl. We'll compare the graphs. I don't know if I've done that. Susie, Susie, shoeshine girl. For reference, on the 33, Susie, 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 just seems very even to me. Breath. 636. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I think that's the foam. Who do you think you are? 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 Much the same, I think. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? 33. Who do you think you are? 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 636. Who do you think you are? It's okay. Proximity. Can't remember. I don't think they showed the trace. Proximity. Getting closer, closer, closer. There, 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 there. 33. There, 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 there. There, there, there. A little bit of warmth around it. Goes low enough. There, there, there. The 535. There, 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 there. More on the 33 of real bass. Polar response. Cardioid or maybe you ought to be able to tell, really. I'm on axis here, coming round to the side. Coming round to the side, I can hear a difference already. There, coming round to the right on the side, rejection. Right on the side, round, a lot of rejection there, very good. Round to the back, round to the back, round to the back. It's a bit difficult, I can hear the room. Round to the back, I'm thinking cardioid. Round to the back, round to the back. It's not really much leakage there. Round to the back, coming up to the side. And on to the front. 535. On axis, coming round to the side, starting to reject round to the very side of it. More rejection round to the back slightly. So I reckon and round there. Yeah, very well damped round there. So I reckon the 636 is tighter. It has more rejection. Handling noise. This is 535. A fair bit there. Kind of an old school. A lot of the older mics seem to have that kind of a handling noise and that kind of a pitch to the handling noise. Well, yep, they say they've worked on it and so on and so forth. Very good. Some low-end stuff, so be careful with it if you like a full frequency system. I have my father's dental instrument on this one. And there might be a pop because I'm going to do it live, and we'll hear what happens with the 80 Hertz roll-off. This is flat. This is flat. This is with the 80 Hertz roll-off. This is with the roll-off. So it makes things a bit edgier up there. Not edgy really, but more prominent. That's with the roll-off. That's with the roll-off. This is without the roll-off. This is without the roll-off. If I put the 75 Hertz cut on the desk, then it sounds like this. So you can hear that it's less bass than the 80. I put it back flat. What if I roll a bit of bass off? It says 80 Hertz there. So if I roll a bit of bass off, roll a bit of bass off, roll a bit of bass off, there, roll a bit of bass off. That sounds to me. Here's with a bit more bass on. You can hear what happens. There's the boom. So I roll the bass off to around there. This is flat. And this is with the microphone. Slightly different sound, it seems to me. You know, sometimes I just wonder why bother in a mic when you've got a shelving switch and also a bass control on a mixing desk these days. Anyway. Self-induced noise, we'll see. Put it near the transformer. I'm not aware of any hum from it itself or radiated hum for it induced. I'm not sure from the transformer there. So there we have it. I think similar to the earlier model. I think better in a number of ways, and to my mind, certainly better looking.